Duncan says, should I not be sending out of my cold storage stack for privacy reasons? That's a really good question. I think that everybody should be kind of keeping this top of mind right now, which is when you're setting up like your main stack, I want you to think about your overall Bitcoin in stacks, in percentages. So whether that's you have like 90% of it on your cold card or in a multi-sig or in super backed, and then you have a couple different wallets that you have alongside of that. But you should have like your main stack that's going to be there for a while, depending on your timeline here, of course. But if you're anything like me, like 90%, 95% of my Bitcoin will probably never move. Will I loan against it? Yes, probably. And so you might want to consider that too. You might want to have like one wallet for never spending, one wallet for that you're going to lend against in the future, like 50-50 maybe, and then some other wallets along the way. I mean, keep it as simple as possible for sure in terms of your security setup, but you should still have, for privacy reasons and just for not keeping all of your assets in one spot, one vulnerability, you should kind of spread them out a little bit as you go forward. So if you're just getting into Bitcoin, get one wallet. And then as you grow, like you have to keep in mind here that your whole setting, your security setup, everything about your whole Bitcoin life is going to always be evolving. And when you understand that, when you have that perspective, then you're always looking for things to improve. And there's always going to be new technologies that come out, like Superback, like the encryption side of things, of restoring your backup phrase there. And there's always going to be new threats that come in, like the quantum stuff, like phishing attacks. There's going to be things that come up, and the software programs and the devices hopefully will evolve with that. So you just have to be ready to evolve yourself. But to answer your question, yes, I do think that you should be separating like your main stack in two, maybe if you want like a forever lend against, and then take like 10% of your put in a different wallet. And you can actually derive different wallets from your cold card, which I might get into here on a future show. But you can actually just take your cold card that you have as like your main wallet, and then create wallets off of that and store the keys in the cold card. It's pretty cool. So that's what I do for a few different things. But so then those are the ones that you send out of. And actually, I posted this last night, and I want to trademark this phrase. But the phrase is basically stack on chain and spend on Lightning, which means that in this case, as Duncan asked here, sending out a cold storage, you'll never move it out of your cold storage if you go that route. Stack on chain and spend Lightning. And I like that because it means that when you send Bitcoin to your cold storage, for the most part, I mean, shit will come up in your life, but for the most part, it's there. Then you don't have to worry about taxes. You don't have to worry about privacy. You don't have to worry about any of that. You stack on chain and spend on Lightning, and you can be a lot more private when you're spending your Bitcoin on Lightning, on eCash, and it kind of doesn't evade, but it helps your privacy significantly. So what I would say to that is, like, if you do want to, let's say you want to spend, let's say you had a cold storage wallet with a couple million sats that you had earmarked for a new truck. And in a couple of years, you can buy it with that. So what you would do there is you'd actually go from your cold storage, you'd send it to like Aqua wallet, convert it to liquid Lightning, and then spend that. So you move it from your cold storage to your Aqua wallet. It kind of breaks the chain there of on-chain because you're moving it to Lightning or liquid. And then that's what you spend. So stack on chain, spend on Lightning. Trademark. Bitcoin journey.